Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. This is the third segment on the US elections, and things are getting really, really interesting. I don't have to tell you that. You're probably seeing that yourself. Things are getting pretty messy, actually, in a couple of states with the mail-in ballots. And basically, we're seeing right now. If you check out my episode number 2 on the U.S. elections, literally everything I predicted that's going to happen, it is happening. There's no surprises there simply because, it's a tried method by the Democrats. They cheated in 2020. They're cheating again. It proved successful for them. So they're doing it again. I mean, it's because they're going to lose, okay? So they have to cheat. And well, a couple of things I want to actually point out on what we are seeing actually even before November 5th. And so, but first, actually, before we actually get into the fraud that's unfolding right now, let's look at the actual map of where you can actually go out and vote hundreds of times. Nobody's gonna stop you. So take a look at this map here. Um, Look at the gray area. Okay, this is all these states where you see they're actually grayed out, uh, or with gray color, I should say. They You can actually go and vote without ID. You don't have to show anything. Okay, and just as a reference point, I went to Costco the other day. I forgot my membership club, and I was pretty much tackled by an old lady. Okay, she was pretty strong, by the way. Um, Yeah, you can't even go to freaking Costco and buy, a dozen eggs without an ID. But in these states, you can go and vote. They don't know who you are, they don't care, and you can vote dozens and dozens and dozens of times. That in itself I mean, this is such a the level of fraud is just at a crazy, crazy level. Okay, this is absurd. In any sane country, um, this would be immediately just nullified. They're gonna have to redo the elections because it is just fraud. Okay, and so when you look, I mean, California, what can you say about California? Really, they're just not much you can say there. But look at Pennsylvania. And I want to talk about Pennsylvania because that's a very important state actually when it comes to the elections. And so it is no ID required to vote in Pennsylvania. Okay, think about that for a second. And it's a swing state. You can just do whatever the hell you want there. Okay, but I also want to talk about a couple of things that people have found out. Not the legacy media, just the other media. Let's call them that. The sane media. They have found out that there was an NGO called, I actually wrote it down, Broad Street Love. It provides homeless services allegedly. Okay, and I want to say a couple of things about these NGOs. Okay, these NGOs are pretty much GOs. Okay, I don't know why they call them NGOs, and they're gonna, like, this place here, Broad Street Love, they're gonna influence the elections. Okay, because these guys, they have registered thousands of illegals to vote in the state of Pennsylvania, especially in the Philly area. Okay, thousands and thousands of illegals to vote. There was one address specifically where they actually listed 5,200 people. And these NGOs are always financed by Democrats or George Soros, which is kind of the same thing because he finances them. Um, so we're looking at some crazy fraud already unfolding, okay? And it's not even November 5th. Okay, it's November 1st actually today. And so this is going to be a huge problem. Huge, huge problem. Um, these elections are just not legit. And by the way, Trump is not really running against Kamala. I mean, Kamala is done. She was done the moment she opened her mouth. Okay, this is months ago. I think Trump is now running against the. Uh, he's just running against election fraud at this point. And whether he can actually beat the system that's in place that manufactures this fraud. And it's going to be tough because, again, we are just seeing left and right insane things happening in front of our eyes. We're looking at people burning mailboxes, drop-off boxes for not mailboxes, but drop-off boxes in areas where typically Republicans reside. So they're burning the mail-in ballots that Republicans would actually put in those boxes, and like nobody cares about that. It's like it's fine. And that was actually on the news, okay? And so Pennsylvania already, we are already seeing crazy fraud there, okay? Another state I wanted to discuss is Michigan. Now it's not a gray colored state like Pennsylvania, but they do their fraud by mail-in ballots there, okay? And here's a good example of that. So this individual here voted or submitted 29 mail-in ballots. So kind of like, how does this happen, okay? How like, for example, with this Broad Street Love NGO in Pennsylvania that had like 5,200 people registered at a single address, physical address, like a house, okay? Who is mailing in these ballots? Who is filling these ballots out? Because they're mailing them thousands upon thousands upon thousands. So again, just crazy fraud, okay? And again, this is very predictable. It's not gonna shock anybody. This is just what we expected. And if it's anywhere close to the level of fraud that we saw in 2020, Trump is gonna have a very difficult time, just exactly as I stated in my previous segment that I discussed. So, yeah, just terrible stuff, absolutely horrific stuff that we're seeing, and it's not even November 5th. That's it for me. Leave your comments or questions in the box below. Before I forget, once again, we saw machines, Dominion machines, configured to basically swap your vote. Once again, just exactly as I predicted in my previous segment, which I think I called episode 2. So there was a lady in Kentucky, I think they actually filmed her experience, and now we're seeing a lot of people are filming the same thing, where she keeps pressing Trump, and she keeps doing it, and she keeps doing it, and she keeps doing it, and the monitor just like stays like that. It doesn't highlight it. It doesn't highlight her selection, and then suddenly it highlights Kamala, and then she's done. Again, this is something that the machine can be actually configured. That it would not let you actually make your selection, but whatever you select is gonna select Kamala Harris. And this is exactly what I discussed in the segment, in my previous segment, that there are gonna be machines configured to do exactly that. Okay, that you're not gonna be able to, and this is specifically designed for actually the older population, because they don't really notice what's going on. Okay, they think they've pressed the correct choice, and they're gonna leave, and it's not gonna be their choice. It's gonna be Kamala that's gonna be actually submitted as a vote. So basically everything that we predicted, we are seeing it unfold every single day now. So Trump is gonna have a very, very difficult time. Okay. So yeah, that's it for me. I will be talking to you very soon, feel free to leave your comments in the box below. And
Sometimes you can get that right there and it's that's going to be in there. Yes or no?